Oh, yeah. 5-star. LSU. I said, they ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU, huh? They ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU. We the best in the league if you looking for talent. LSU going hard, but we beat Alabama, then we going off to Florida. Drown the Gators, everybody getting bucked when we step in the stadium. This is the LSU anthem, you know it's a hit. You don't know another rapper two-step like this. See me screaming out the window, yelling purple and gold. I'm an LSU fan, girl, you know how we roll now. Back and back it on up. Hey, 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 way down in the back.
T-A, we are live Saturday here at noon. First, I think is this our first Saturday show? No, it's not our first Saturday show.
No, it's not.
It's not our first Saturday show, but Saturday show here indeed here at noon. Zach, there's been a good bit to discuss here, but we'll get to it. But there's a few things like just kind of random things I wanted to discuss on the show. First of all, man, I miss Eric Gaines. Eric Gaines is having the time of his life down at UAB. Like, I don't know if you've seen anything recently with Eric Gaines. As you all know, so as you all know, Eric Gaines being a former LSU Tiger, freak athlete. I mean, we all remember what he could do and how he played at LSU. Freakish blocks, really stupid athletic plays, and he is letting all of that display down at UAB. If you want to watch a UAB game, I would say do it because Eric Gaines is a lot of fun to watch as a starter at UAB. The other night, he had a career-high 19 points, and it was a loud 19 points. It was an awesome 19 points. He looks like he's having a great time, and I'm really happy for him. I always loved Eric and what he brought to the team and what he did for the Tigers. And, of course, watching him play was just a lot of fun, Zach. So yeah, I'm really happy for him that he's succeeding and he's doing well at UAB, as he should be. So another thing, Zach, and you and I can both discuss this because we literally just mentioned it. So if you don't know, you should know. Netflix has a series.
Oh my goodness!
Last Chance U. And this is another former player. It's a great show. It really is, Zach. And I think the coach in the current series with East Los Angeles is my favorite coach of all the coaches.
Yeah, John Mosley.
The entire series, even the basketball. I meant the football ones. Couldn't stand the guy from Indy who I think he comes on the show with Blake and stuff. I know one time, right or no?
He's come on a couple times.
Yeah, he was obnoxious. It was Jason Brown, isn't it?
Yeah, Jason Brown.
He was obnoxious. The old guy at East Mississippi was like red hot all the time, fighting referees.
They're football coach.
I will say though, the last coach in the football series, I can't even remember what the college was called. It was a college in Laney. It was Laney. That's what it was.
The older guy,
California. He was cool. I liked him, but by far, John Mosley.
John Mosley
is definitely my favorite coach of the entire series.
East Los Angeles College.
Awesome guy. Prays for his players all the time. Love to see it. He's an amazing coach. And he wants the best for his players. And I think above all, he cares for his players the most. But that being said, all that was just for free advertisement for Netflix to go watch their series. Brian Penn Johnson, the one who disappeared, the one who everybody was like, yo, where did that guy go?
Yeah.
is now being premiered, one of the featured guys for East LA in the series Last Chance U. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first kind of LSU guy who's made it on the show. Like player who played then transferred into LSU or played at LSU and had to go back. Like I think this is the first guy.
I think you're correct on either football or basketball.
Go.
For sure on basketball.
Zeke's trying to pop in here, playing with his iPad. So yeah, I think so. So it's kind of cool to see that, and of course, I hope the best for him. But yeah, at the beginning of that season, Zach, there was so much high hopes for that season, especially with Brian coming in, and you're like, oh my gosh, we got this 7-footer who's coming in from Washington. Which looking back at it, we I guess we should have asked the question, well, why did he transfer in the first place if he's a 7-footer?
Yeah.
If he's a 7-foot center, why can he not compete in the Pac-12? Why is he transferring? Anyways, which I guess we could have mistakenly made the thought, he wants to come to the SEC, right? Maybe we did that. I don't know, but from what it sounds like, the dude just, I don't know. Maybe he should have stayed at Washington. Was a little impatient and left a little early.
Yeah. Then
came to LSU, failed a math exam, failed a math class, became eligible, and we never heard from him again. Yeah. It was crazy because I follow the guys on social media, the players and whatnot, and I was like, "Yo, where did this guy he just disappeared off the face of the earth?"
Yeah, that team for East LA is gonna be cold.
I mean, yeah, obviously
it's already happened. So nobody tell me because I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. So
nobody spoil it for me, but I want to watch it.
We may look like a bunch of knuckleheads sitting here talking about it. This was the 2021-2022 season. So this was last year. Yeah. So we were looking like a bunch of knuckleheads. This probably happened back in, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not following East LA.
Right. I'm not,
But it's really cool. And dude, that guy, he comes off the bench, Rakeem Marlowe. That dude.
Oh, Shamar Marrow. Marrow. Yeah.
Or Marrow, whatever it is. Shamar Marrow.
That man maybe need to watch it, bro.
Yeah, man. Might need to. He's cold, man. That dude can shoot.
Anyways, that's all for free. Something
not LSU related, but pretty cool.
Well, some former LSU players.
Related. Yeah.
Hope the best for all of them. Eric Gaines has seemed to have found a good spot, and he's doing very well. So I'm happy for him. Obviously this has already played out some way because this was something that happened back, 2021, 2022 basketball season. But hopefully, as I continue to watch, it plays out well for BPJ. But I have full confidence in Coach Mosley because he knows how to get these guys right based on what it looks like.
Yeah.
Bro. I won't go any further than that. Anyways, we'll get on with recruiting and transfer portal.
Chasing a rabbit there. If we
I do. I want to chase. It's such a good series. Go watch it.
Last Chance U.
Yeah, Last Chance U for Netflix. So Zach, obviously this past week, LSU gets a big fish. Javen, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Javen Taviano.
Yeah.
He's a 5-star in some rankings. He's a 4-star in some. Either way, he's a top DB in the country out of Texas. Martin, Texas, right?
Yep.
Big time guy. It's always awesome to go and pull a guy like that out of the state of Texas, keep him from going to the Longhorns or Texas A&M. And look, Zach, obviously Darius McGee is gone. Ray Darius Jones is gone. Mekhi Garner's declared for the draft. Jay Ward's declared for the draft. Jarrett Bernard Converse, he's out of eligibility. Like all these guys are gone, and you are so thin in the secondary. And Jalen Davis Robinson, the freshman, he's in the portal now too.
Yeah.
So you're
extremely thin.
So thin. Like all you have is like LaTerrence Welch and Jordan Allen,
Banks.
Sevyn Banks.
Jordan went to safety.
Okay, so Jordan Allen safety. So you got Sevyn Banks and LaTerrence Welch who redshirted.
I mean, I'm sure guys can move down, from
I'm sure. Yeah, right. But like you're super, super thin.
Yeah. It's
So you are going to have to recruit
And
very well at the DB position, and you're going to have to get out of the transfer portal. Like, no question. No, you have to. There's just not enough players.
I think at some point, though, you just got to build from
absolutely
from the high school ranks because you can't just keep doing portal makeover every single season.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting guys that are going to be here for a year and then they're out, and then get another guy that transfers in, and then they're out. You gotta, and that hopefully, this past year, this year, maybe next year, you do a little bit of that to get the up and coming freshmen and underclassmen developed, and then from that you begin to get out of that kind of cycle of having to constantly clean house and get new DBs from the transfer portal every year.
Right. Well, Zach, I mean, that's kind of the hope, let's just talk about it. Javian Taviano is a guy who can come in and potentially be a day one starter. He's a guy who come in and be a day one starter, and that will get you where you need to be, supplementing with high school guys instead of just plucking from the portal. If you can get true freshmen that can come in and start day one, like that is going to help you in the long run, because they're going to play for 2-3 years, and that's 2-3 years you can supplement with high school guys that can follow up right behind them or rotate in, when they need a quick breather, all that stuff is, that's how you do it. You got to land elite prospects. So let's discuss how that can happen, Zach. Obviously, last year we had to supplement. You went and got Bernard Converse, you went and got Brooks, you went and got Fouché, you went and got Mekhi Garner, all those guys to supplement. You're going to have to do it again this year. The hope is, Zach, from what we're looking at right now from a recruiting perspective in the portal, is the hope is maybe it will stop this year. Because you got Taviano, right? And then let's just go at it. The 23rd of December, Desmond Ricks is committing.
Is the 23rd or is it 20?
December 23rd.
8th.
December 23rd. That's the last day of early signing period. And
so
sounds like he's going to sign to that day. So, Zach, where do you feel like we sit currently with Desmond Ricks?
I think LSU's in a good position, but they're definitely in a battle with Bama, and that's always going to be, very difficult to overcome, going against Nick Saban in recruiting. Usually tend to be more losses than wins, but I think Ricks is more of a lean towards LSU. So we're going to see eventually what happens, but it'd be massive to get him. I like where LSU's at right now, but there's definitely, you can't just let off the gas. You have to keep the foot on the pedal and continue to recruit him, continue to, get NIL deals done, for the future. I know you can't offer NIL deals to recruits, but we know probably, a lot of that's under the table. So anyways, you definitely need to recruit him very well.
So listen, Zach, number one, LSU seems to be the lean right now already. And Desmond Ricks was here. What's today? What's today? Saturday. I'm drawing a blank on what day it is. So Desmond Ricks is taking his last and final official visit to Baton Rouge this weekend.
Yeah.
He's done. So LSU, looking like the lean, looking like they have the lead in his recruitment, is now getting the final push, is now getting the last say-so. And Zach, also, here's a big part. You can't recruit with NIL, but Louisiana state law, coaches in Louisiana can discuss NIL with players.
Correct.
So LSU is going from what it's sounded like. Desmond Ricks is getting the red carpet rolled out for him this weekend.
As he should. I mean,
5-star treatment.
You just mentioned it. Like he's a guy that you desperately need at the cornerback position. I mean, he's a guy, obviously 5-star. You do not want to miss out on this potential get for LSU. It would be do leaps and bounds for them to get him.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's what we're talking about here, right? If you get Taviano and Ricks, you're talking about two guys who can help you go back to supplementing with the high school level instead of just the portal every year.
Yeah.
Desmond Ricks, I like where we are with him, and I think, my prediction is he picks LSU. I think we get him, and it's going to be another massive win for Brian Kelly and this LSU staff who has been killing it. Absolutely killing it lately. And
he's still crystal ball to 100% LSU.
Yeah, 100% LSU. So Zach, they went in house the night before Taviano. Steeples went in house the night before his commitment. Like, I don't think LSU has such a big and good sell for these guys. Like, hey, we need you, and we need you like right now. We needed you yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, we are so thin, you're going to have a spot probably day one. Like, it's yours if you come and compete for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, because there's hardly anybody here to compete with it, for. So, it's an easy sell for me. So, you got Taviano, Ricks, obviously, on the 23rd. And, Zach, we got to talk about it. We've got the two recruits discussed. Denver Harris now.
Number one player
in the portal.
In the portal, yep.
What does it look like, Zach? With Denver Harris?
I mean, he came and he had a conversation, obviously with Brian Kelly. That was the biggest thing because of the issues that he had at Texas A&M. They wanted to get him on campus and talk to him. As far as I know, I haven't heard really an update on that yet. I'm assuming that conversation went well. That's completely an assumption. But I mean, he came to LSU for a reason. He's definitely interested. Obviously, LSU likewise is interested, or otherwise they would never have a conversation with him. And so it's definitely huge for LSU to get him on campus, and just get him in the ballpark, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Real quickly, is this breaking news?
Maybe so. I haven't seen that yet.
I have not heard or seen anything.
Maybe it is breaking news.
Maybe. Let's see. Where's my breaking news button? Oh, I missed it. There we go. Yeah, breaking news. BJ Ojolari opted out for the bowl game.
Yep, it is. Also, Jay Ward and Jarek Bernard-Converse. No, they are not opted out. They will start. Excuse me.
Jarek. Okay, all right.
Jarek Bernard-Converse and Jay Ward will start.
I haven't seen this yet.
He is having a press conference, I think, currently. Yeah,
Brian Kelly has also
just
said,
got done.
He also said if there was a game tomorrow, Jaden Daniels would play.
Okay.
All right. So BJ Ojolari has opted out. Hey, we got to give kudos. Big thanks to BJ and what he's meant to the program.
Absolutely.
He's gone through a lot as a player. I'm really happy that in his last year he got to have
really
some success for the team. Obviously, the last two games have been disappointing, and unfortunately, his last game as his last two games of Tigers as a Tiger didn't go well for him. But I mean, you had a phenomenal year, a year that not really people expected. Won some games you weren't supposed to win. People didn't expect LSU obviously to beat Ole Miss. Didn't expect LSU to beat Bama. So really big for Ojolari. Congrats for him to him. But hey, excited to see that Jarek and Jay Ward are going to be playing. And I don't know if you saw it, but LSU released some video, some practice footage, and there's a lot of deciphering going on. And John Emery was also in there. Looked like he was practicing. So
Good deal.
there you go. There's that as
Good
well.
deal.
So you can go check that out at LSU Football's Twitter or Facebook or whatever you want to go check it out on. But I mean, really, really cool that there's some guys that are going to be playing this game that you really don't expect because Reagan, as we mentioned, on the flip side, as you've told me, which I didn't know until you told me yesterday at work, or maybe it was the day before, a lot of guys from Purdue opting out.
Oh gosh, a ton. They're without their starting quarterback. They're without their number one receiver, who Charlie Jones is one of the best receivers in the Big Ten. They're without their two top receivers, their tight end and their top wide receiver, and they're also without their all Big Ten DB. So I mean, they're pretty gashed. So
yeah.
I don't know how much of a game it will be. I don't know how much there will be to discuss.
Well, she started out as a 5. Is that the lowest it was?
I think it was 5-point favorite.
And now it's 14.5. Got up to 10.5. Now it's 14.5.
Yeah.
And large partly due because of obviously the coaching change, because of the opt-outs, and because of the guys that are still playing for LSU that are going to be playing in this bowl game.
Good old Daryl Spigner in here.
Yeah. Hey, Daryl Spigner.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
Hey, I also got a buddy of mine, Noah, decided to join the show. This is Noah.
What's up, Noah?
Yeah, we've gotten to know him here recently. Me and my buddy Kenny, which of course you know. And he got to hang out with us last night. So that was a blast. Jared Addison is also back in the chat. Appreciate him joining. Purdue can't complain until that's facts, Jared. That's facts. Because the bowl game last year was quite miserable to watch.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I
really wanted to play Kansas State again.
Brandon Reese said beating Bama made my year. Yeah, I mean, when you got guys leaving that are seniors, and the last couple of years have been just awful for those guys. The guys that have stuck it out, like Jeray Jenkins, like BJ Ojolari, like Jay Ward, to have a season. I mean, and obviously the ending wasn't great. I think you take back Texas A&M and people feel a lot better about this season. But you beat, as I said, just a few minutes ago, you beat some teams you weren't expected to beat, that you weren't supposed to beat. You beat Bama, you beat Ole Miss, and so it was really impressive for LSU to do what they did this year, and especially to send off the seniors and the draft eligible guys that are leaving. It's a good way to send them off. So really awesome.
So Zach, just to kind of go back and kind of wrap up the discussion of the portal. Obviously, you'd love to land Denver Harris. If you got Taviano, Ricks, and Denver Harris, boy, you have.
And you probably still need to get one or two more.
Yeah, you still need more, but boy, you've recouped an elite group after losing so much.
Well, and they said Brian Kelly just said in his press conference that they were going to look to sign 30 plus guys.
Yeah, I mean they're going to sign well over. So yeah. Other portal news though, kind of some losses for the Tigers. Kyle Morlock, the tight end out of Shorter University, commits to Florida State. I don't really know why he did that. The top tight end in the portal, the top D1 guy in the portal, Jaheim Bell out of South Carolina, transferred also to Florida State as a tight end. So I don't know why Kyle Morlock followed that. Like, it feels like you're going to kind of have to fight for a spot there, but that was his decision. Kyle Morlock goes to Florida State. I'm drawing a blank on the other guy's name, but there was a defensive lineman that we offered from Arizona. He committed to Michigan. But the good thing is the two guys that I really wanted are still undecided yet. Fisk and Josiah Stewart. And we are in Josiah Stewart's final three schools, top three schools. He released that the other day, his final three where he's going to transfer, and LSU was included in that. So that's the most recent portal news and recruiting news. Obviously, early signing period is coming up very quickly this coming week. It will open the 21st through the 23rd. A lot of LSU's currently committed players are going to be signing that day. Going to be a great day for the Tigers, and hopefully December 23rd we get a big one in Desmond Ricks. So really pumped about that. All right, Zach, we can cover a few more of these comments, and then we can move on to some basketball.
Carl Dunn also joining us. Good to see you, Carl. I hope, Carl, we're going to have to meet up at a baseball game again this year. Reagan, were you with me? I don't think you were.
I was not.
Reagan wasn't with me for that. We got to go and meet up. I think it was just me and Simon. Yeah, I think just me and Simon hung out for that. I think it was for his birthday or something like that.
Yeah.
It was last April, so getting close to a year. I got to meet Carl and I got to meet their son as well. So pretty cool to get to meet some fans and viewers of the show. But he said, what's good, fellas? Basketball tonight. Yeah, we got a couple games, which we'll talk about here in the next segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a couple late night games. Specifically for the girls. Last few games before SC play begins, it will get real. Yeah, I'm ready for SC play because that's when you're going to really see how these two teams are going to be. Jared Addison said beating Florida, Bama, Ole Miss, and Auburn is a good season in my book. Yeah, for sure.
And State. If you
State's ranked now.
Guys, there is a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy. Every year we need to beat State, Ole Miss and Arkansas. We need to beat them every year. Our standard is and level of play should be higher than them every year. Why? Because we always recruit at a higher level than those guys. We can compete with Auburn, kinda. We really should beat them more than they should beat us because we recruit higher than them. But Texas A&M, Bama, that should be the competing, because those are the guys recruiting right alongside LSU.
Correct. Let's see. Brandon said, I know BK lost to him, but I think BK has more pressure on I think BK has put more pressure on Fisher, considering BK made it to Atlanta in year 1 with a depleted roster, and Fisher is in year 5 and missed out on a bowl game. Yeah, that's kind of facts, honestly.
I mean, it's true, but at the same time, we also kind of maybe helped his case there for a little bit longer.
Do you think it's SEC? Yeah, we did. Do you think it's SEC title or bust for Fisher next year in year 6? I don't know about SEC title or bust, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on him coming into the season to do a lot better than he did this year.
Yo, if he has another
it's bad right now because guys are leaving left and right.
If he's got another 500 season or a 8-4, 7-5,
he's gone.
He may be fired. I don't see how you keep him.
I agree with that statement. All right, Reagan, let's take a quick break, and then when we get back, we will discuss LSU men's basketball, LSU women's basketball, both playing today. And then we'll, of course, get into some of these bowl games, some of which are going on right now. But we'll discuss more of the bowl games for the rest of the slate for this Saturday when we return after this.
5-Star Hero, your intro and outro music for the Tigers Avenue show. They ain't ready for that LSU. Go check out all his other music on all the major platforms. Don't forget to follow him on Instagram at Saints Anthem and at Twitter at One Nation Doty. Don't forget to check out his Facebook page for all his Saints and LSU merchandise. Can't get any better than Sarah Klein Stevens, attorney at law. Her firm focuses on the needs of the elderly and maintaining their dignity throughout the process. Here for you, here for your family. Sarah Klein Stevens, attorney at law.
All right. Right back to it, talking about some basketball. Obviously, we got kind of a double header here today for the men's and women's.
Yeah.
Late game for the women down in Maui.
Good grief.
10 p.m. Yeah, I mean that for them it's not 10 p.m. It's for us it's 10 p.m. But yes, and the men obviously have Winthrop at 6 p.m. Tonight on the SEC Network. Really looking forward to it. I've been enjoying watching the team a little bit more.
I was about to say we got to talk about this past Saturday. It's been a week since what really was a tale of two halves for LSU basketball.
Boy,
in one half, you were like, "Oh my goodness!" I was recanting everything that I've said. Still, probably am a little bit. I think it's there because what you saw in the second half is the potential.
Oh yeah, if they play like they did in the second half all year long, they can
But they're
compete.
not
They can
there
compete.
chemistry-wise yet as a team, as one complete unit. They're just not there yet, and that's why there's the inconsistency, and that's why you saw a terrible first half in which
First half of the half.
yeah, because they
The end of it was
the first 4 minutes and then the last 4 minutes of the first half, they looked good. LSU's jumped out early, looked really good, made some shots, took smart shots, and then it went back to what we've been seeing a lot here recently, what we have discussed and criticized, which is poor shooting, turnovers.
the shot selection.
The shot selection's been horrible. And then they ended the last 4 minutes with a 15-2 run, I believe, to bring it within single digits going into half, which was just massive. Because there was a point in that ball game where it was like, this is about to be over here in the first half. Like Wake Forest is about to run us out the gym.
Yeah.
And you got real close to that. You played with the line there. But luckily, they had a very strong ending to the last 4 minutes of the first half.
They needed it bad.
In the second half, it was the KJ Williams show. Oh my gosh. Put
He
up
balled out,
a 35. I think it was 35 points.
Something
He was
like that.
7 and 9 from 3. Just looked phenomenal. And that's why, he's being talked about as a potential NBA draft prospect.
Absolutely.
So, it's really encouraging, but it's also discouraging to see that there's just so many inconsistencies there. Tonight, I just want to see a straightforward basketball game. Don't turn the ball over. Take better shot selections. Get better at your shot selections. Get better at your shooting percentages. Take smarter shots. And because the offense is there, the X and O's is there. It's just a matter of these players executing it. And I want to see that tonight against what should be an inferior opponent that LSU should be able to handle pretty easily.
Yeah, another thing we got to talk about, Zach, is the emergence
Of
Derek Fountain and Cam Hayes,
Hayes,
who now have both taken the starting jobs from Imwani and Jalen Reed. Now we'll see if that continues, because obviously Cam Hayes only got the starting position for one game. Derek Fountain, this is back-to-back games. He got the starting position against Wake Forest and against North Carolina Central. Cam Hayes had his first start at North Carolina Central, and both of them played extremely well. Derek Fountain played great against Wake Forest, and against North Carolina Central had a double-double, 17 points and 14 boards. He was career night for him. He was playing incredible. Y'all, I want to point something out so specific with Derek Fountain. He can score. He can get a board. But the best thing he does, in my opinion, this is totally my opinion, is his contesting shots. If you watch him underneath the basket, his ability, because his arms are so freakishly long.
Yeah.
His ability to just stick his arms straight up and contest shots without fouling is very impressive. Watch it tonight. He will not foul somebody, but will contest their shot every time. Every time he has his position and he's not reeling to get position, he's already set, he's there, they're trying to come down to the bucket, he will contest it every time. It is awesome defense, and he does it so well. Really pleased with what Derek Fountain has been doing lately. Cam Hayes, for whatever reason,
always remind me, Reagan, sorry to cut you off. Remind me, is he a true freshman?
Who?
Cam Hayes, or did he transfer?
He's not. He transferred from NC State.
Okay, that's correct.
Transfer. I think he was a freshman last year, though, so he's still got a few years of eligibility.
Yeah.
But Cam Hayes, when he's on the court, has just a spark. Like they play better when he's on the court. They just do. He facilitates the ball really well.
I love the way he plays.
I like him at the point guard right now better than Hill. It looks better. The offense moves better. Against Wake Forest, and we won the game by 2 points, by the way. Against Wake Forest, when Cam Hayes was on the court, we were plus 14.
Wow.
plus 14.
Wow.
When Cam Hayes is on the court, like he makes the offense just way better. Way better. You know when he was on the court? When we had the 14-2 run at the end of the half.
And he was dishing it to KJ, and KJ was hitting 3-pointers.
He
They
was
weren't letting him
facilitating the
inside.
offense very well.
You mentioned it in the first half. You said, I was worried. You said, when KJ was to go up against bigger guys, that's when
I was
became
worried.
And you know what he did? He said, all right,
I'm going to go outside.
You're bigger than me. I'm not going to be able to shoot inside. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make you come out here and guard me on the perimeter, and you can't.
And that's kind of like with football, when you can run the ball really well and effectively, it opens up the pass game. And he could not win on the inside early at all to save his life. So he came outside and started winning, and it created more opportunities for him inside as well.
Correct.
Because now they have to come out and defend it. Got to come out and defend it, and it opens lanes and opportunities.
Which I think you mentioned we won it by. Which if you're listening on the podcast, or if you're watching live, or will watch eventually on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever your streaming device is, they won the game by 2. I think it was a phenomenal job that you did what you needed to do, because you set a pick and roll. You had KJ come up the top of the key, set a pick for Justice Hill, and because of the night that KJ Williams was having, the defense,
they were so worried about him.
So much respect KJ, because he had been hitting everything in that spot. Just if you're looking at the basket, the goal just to the left of the top of the key, and it was wide open for Justice to just go in there and lay it in, because they had so much respect for KJ Williams.
He also had a good little spin move there at the perimeter.
He did, and it was really impressive. He didn't have a good night, but when it mattered, he made it count. And a large part of that is due to the defense having to respect KJ Williams and the night he was having. So it was very, very encouraging to see this team take the shot that they took in the first half and look completely helpless, left for dead. And you come out in the second half and near the end of the first half, and you say, we're not done. And you fight and you battle. This is a game that is going to battle test you for when you get into SEC play and you're fighting in a game. It's a game that's going to battle test you. And it's a game that I think is a stepping stone, not just for this team, but for Matt McMahon and his career at LSU.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was really pleased with it. It was awesome. Another thing we got to talk about, Zach, and I don't think it's going to continue to happen, but Adam Miller had a brutal night. Just a rough night against North Carolina Central. I think he had 2 points at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's been tough for him.
He's in a slump. He's in a slump.
Definitely.
I'm really hoping he'll come out of that tonight, because we need him. We can't just rely on KJ to take over games every now and then, or maybe we don't have to. Maybe Derek Fountain, will continue what he's doing, and Cam Hayes, and that be that.
You don't have to rely so much on your shooter.
Yeah, but you need Adam Miller to be that guy, because then that adds another part of the offense that they have to respect. And again, that opens more opportunities. So we need him to come out of this slump, whatever it takes. And I think Adam Miller always has a great attitude. If you don't follow him on Twitter, he's pretty active on Twitter and tweeting to Tiger fans specifically. Great attitude all the time. So really look forward to see how he responds tonight. This is his first game of the season. Well, last game. That was his first time of the season not hitting a 3-point shot. And I was really one of the things that really stuck out to me that really was encouraging for Adam Miller is typically when guys have an off night like that where they just can't hit. Number one, they'll quit shooting. And number two, they'll slack off on defense.
Yeah.
Adam kept shooting. He wasn't shooting like throwing up, desperately trying to hit a shot. he was shooting his shots within the offense.
When he was
So he
open.
still had confidence in himself. And secondly, he played dang good defense. He had a terrible night offensively, but he played dang good defense.
Yeah.
And those are two great character traits for Adam Miller. So that I'm not worried about him at all. I think he will come out of this and will continue to get better throughout the season. So I like where the Tigers are at right now, man. You're what are you 9-1, 10-1?
Yep.
And
9-1.
9-1. You know, I mean, you're having a great season in the non-conference so far. Get a few more wins because I mean, look, the SEC is going to be a gauntlet. I mean, you start off right off the bat with Arkansas, then Kentucky. I mean, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
It's going to be brutal.
And so, Zach, the women's are out in Maui. They got a tournament tonight. They're playing Montana State. Zach, I mean, what does that look like? Have you looked into that tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it should be another dominant win for LSU. I have not looked into the teams that are playing in it. We can look it up right now. Maui Classic.
Yeah.
But I mean, LSU should win pretty convincingly. I would believe in this game.
Yeah.
You know, there's just not a lot of people that honestly can guard Angel Reese.
Wow.
There's just not, man. And you know, they struggled a little bit the other night when they were playing Lamar. Like Lamar kind of jumped on them a little bit early.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a little disappointing to watch that struggle early on. But then they just started feeding Angel Reese, and Angel Reese did what she does, and that's
too easy.
Yeah. She finished the night. I'm going back and looking at it now. I know she finished the night with a good number. Let's see. She finished the night with 32. So,
wow.
You know, they started slow, and then they dominated the rest of the way. In the first quarter, it was like 17-15 going into the second quarter. They outscored them 26-6 in the second quarter.
Wow.
And large part of that was due to going inside and feeding it to your bigs. I don't think there's a whole lot to discuss with this game. You know, I'm excited to see how they play again in a neutral site at a location that's not at home. Because they need more of those games. But look, they've got a couple big games coming up after this invitational, after this tournament here. They've got to go play Oregon State, which will be at home, and then they have to go on the road to an Arkansas team who's playing really well right now. They're 12-0. They're ranked now. At the beginning of the season, they were not ranked. The only ranked team that LSU would be playing, you know, from the beginning of the season till I think the midway through the non-conference, it was Tennessee and South Carolina.
Yeah.
And now you got Arkansas you have to worry about as well. And there's other SC teams that have played really well as too. So we're going to find out here shortly in these next few games what this Tiger team is made of with a really tough test early on against a really good Arkansas team.
Yeah. So the Maui tournament, real quick, Nevada and Oregon State will play before LSU and Montana State. So obviously winners, I guess, will play each other tomorrow because it's literally just today and tomorrow, and that's it. Like that's the classic tournament. It's 4 teams. The winners will play tomorrow for the championship of the tournament. So you either get Nevada or Oregon State. We'll see, you know, how that plays out before the women's game tonight. So best of luck both of them tonight. You know,
well, they will be playing Oregon State because that's already scheduled.
It's already scheduled.
So it's already scheduled for tomorrow at 10 p.m.
Well, there you go.
Oregon State.
There you go. So they'll play Oregon State tomorrow. I think they'll win both of those games. Hope that both of these teams, you know, can take care of business and they can continue on their winning streak. So, all right, let's get to a few more comments and then we'll get to our last segment here.
Carl Dunn
some bowl games.
Carl Dunn mentioned the KJ Williams game. It's his 30th career double-double, which is
crazy,
impressive.
Very
Brandon Reese said if LSU basketball can finish at least in the top 6 or 7 in the SEC this year, that's a really good first year for Matt. Yeah, I completely agree. And that's kind of where they're projected right now.
Yeah.
They're projected to be middle of the pack behind the teams that are going to be ranked and the teams you expect to see up there: Arkansas, Tennessee, Auburn, Kentucky. Who am I missing?
Bama, did you say Bama?
Bama, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably be the best one.
So that's where they're predicted right now. So we'll see how the rest of it goes. He said, based on what y'all have seen from the basketball team this year, what is y'all's preferred starting five
Good
going
question.
into SEC
Good question.
play? If I'm being honest, Cam Hayes at the 1.
Yep.
Ace at the 2. I definitely want KJ in there. Derek Fountain. And then who am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
Hill. You're Hill.
KJ Williams. I guess Xavier. I guess Juice Hill.
I would actually.
Who you put at the 3 though?
Here would be my lineup. That's the thing.
Derek and KJ obviously are going to take the 4 and the 5. Adam's going to take the 2.
Yeah.
So do you put Cam at the 1, and who do you put at the 3?
Right. That's the thing is the way they lined it up the other day, it was almost like Cam and Juice were 1 and 2, and like Adam was your 3, and then it was Fountain, KJ, which I didn't really like.
They're not really running the 3.
Don't really like. You got 3 guards out there. The way I would do it, this would be my preferred lineup because of that 3 spot. I'd run Cam 1, Adam 2. I would run Jalen Reed or Fountain 3-4, KJ 5, and then Juice would come off the bench.
Okay.
Probably be your first guy off the bench.
Jalen Reed is a 3. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, maybe Fountain could play the 3 and then Jalen at the 4.
Where's Tyrell Ward at?
Yeah, I don't know. That's been maybe he's dealing with an injury. Maybe he's got an injury.
Like he's like non-existent.
Yeah, I'm very surprised by that. I really am. He was kind of the top guy in the well, I mean, you had like 4 guys in the class.
Yeah.
He was your best guy, I think,
Out of the
rank wise. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's dealing with some kind of nagging injury that we just haven't heard about yet. I don't know. So, but yeah, that would be mine. Some kind of. Would you put Derek at the 3, then Jalen at the 4?
I would not put Derek at the 3. He's too big. He's too big, I think, to play 3.
Yeah, but you can't have Adam at the 3.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's
That's
really
what I'm saying.
tough.
I would rather go big.
I'd
rather go big.
That makes sense. Maybe put Jalen in there. I wouldn't put Derek at the 3. I would if you were going to put somebody at 3 that's big, I'd put Jalen in there.
So there you go. That's what I would.
Or Mawani. I know Mawani's not, but Mawani's just really good defensively.
His offense just isn't there. His offensive production is just not.
His
there.
offense is just not there, and I understand that. But maybe you put him out there to kind of help the lineup, and so that you're bringing in some better talent off the bench. I mean, they kind of need that. They need some guys that come off the bench, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, we're good. Even when our starters go off, we're good.
I mean, Trey's kind of the reliable guy off the bench right now. Hannibal.
Yeah, I love Trey Hannibal. I've harped on him a lot. I think Cam Hayes is kind of taking that spot in my heart.
It's so weird, Zach. Like, I got so used to last year. Like, the starting 5 did not change. Like, it didn't matter.
Never.
Like, Tari Eason was so stinking good, they didn't put him in. So, like, the normal thing of basketball is, though, like, if a guy plays better, he winds up in the starting lineup. But I had trained my brain to that last year. Like, it's weird to see, like, oh, this guy's playing better, so he took a spot. Like that was weird to me. But that's like the normal thing. That's supposed to be the normal thing in basketball. So
exactly.
Anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. So, all right, Zach.
Let's talk some bowl games.
Let's talk some bowl games. I think the best one today, you got Florida Oregon State at 1:30.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that game. Right now, Cincinnati Louisville is going on. Louisville so far has a pretty commanding lead early in the fourth quarter. They even have the ball right now driving into Cincinnati territory. So it looks like Louisville is going to come out on top, which I don't know.
Even with a new coach or interim coach, they're dominating.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now. So that's impressive.
Oh, well, I guess Cincinnati has an interim coach too. I didn't think about that. That's two teams that both lost their coach.
That's true. Yeah,
Two
where did
teams.
Luke Fickell go? I forgot. Did he go to Wisconsin? Where'd he go?
Fickell went to Wisconsin. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Fickell went to Wisconsin.
That's what I thought.
That's where he was going to stay. He was going to stay Midwest. As soon as he got that Big Ten offer, I was like,
he was gone.
He's gone.
Let's see what else we got on the day. So, I mean, yeah, I kind of
Florida, Oregon State, Zach. I mean, what do you think about that one? That's your best one.
So, y'all going to get to see our picks here in a little bit.
I got Oregon State for sure.
I've got Oregon State as well. I'm not confident in Florida. Anthony Richardson's overhyped. He's going to go to the draft and he'll get drafted high. And I just think he's overhyped. And I think Billy Napier is just not doing that well so far. I mean, you're 6-6. I feel like you could have had a lot better season. You lost to Vanderbilt. You lost a close one to Florida State. You got what's weird is they destroyed South Carolina.
Yeah, it is.
South Carolina's just phenomenal right now.
Yeah, they've been balling.
You know,
like Spencer has found his stride within that offense, though, and that's what's kind of happened.
Exactly. You played a close game against Missouri. You played a close game against South Florida. You beat Utah. Like Florida has had an inconsistent year. If an inconsistent year was in the dictionary, you find Florida. Like,
well, I mean, that's because Anthony Richardson is so inconsistent.
Like you beat Utah, and then the very next week you lose to Florida, or excuse me, Kentucky, and then you struggle with South Florida. You play a close game with Tennessee and lose. You dominate East Washington. You play a close game with Missouri. You play a close game with LSU. You get destroyed by Georgia. You destroy Texas A&M. You destroy South Carolina, which was shocking. You lose to Vanderbilt. You lose to Florida State. So I mean, maybe now that I look at it, it's kind of it seems more of like, yeah, that's probably what they should have been. I don't think they should have. They probably should have been closer to 7-5, 8-4. But yeah, it was. It's been an up and down year for Florida. I've also got Oregon State. Oregon State's an almost 8-point favorite in this game. I don't know why, but I'm just not confident in Florida. And I say that like as a whole, like moving forward as well with Billy Napier.
I mean, I will say Billy Napier's done well recruiting some. Like he just landed, DJ Lagway, who's like
he did.
So,
and if he lands Desmond Ricks over LSU, over LSU, that would be.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
We don't want that. But if he doesn't land that, I mean, you're getting beat out. I understand he landed.
But Zach, LSU should have hired him. He's from Louisiana. Well, he's not from Louisiana. He was coaching in Louisiana. He's got Louisiana ties. He can recruit. He can recruit Louisiana so well. But Lafayette's coach, hire him over Brian Kelly.
Obviously, LSU is going to lose some battles. That happens every single year, but you are not going to come into Louisiana and dominate LSU recruiting.
I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
You're just not, and especially not anymore. So, anyways, is there any other games that you're kind of interested in, bowl games for this?
The
Saturday other slate? I don't know if there's
not today, but there is some bowl games, SEC bowl games that I'm really interested in.
What are some games that are coming up that we will play? Well, there isn't any until.
I'm really pumped about the Notre Dame South Carolina game. I think South Carolina is going to win that one because Notre Dame doesn't have their quarterback. I think the Tennessee Clemson game is going to be really fun to watch. State Illinois, I'm so pumped for that.
Yeah,
they gotta pay tribute to. We haven't talked about this, Zach. Bro, swing your sword, bro.
Yeah,
I'm so. Wow. What that whole ordeal with Mike Leach, how that played out was just. Wow. Shocked, stunned. All of those adjectives I could use. I feel so bad for his family and the Mississippi State community. Sure. Prayers for his family and condolences from Tigers Avenue to all the Leach family. Wow. I forgot. I can't even believe we didn't mention that.
Yeah, and like I mean, how can you not pick State, man? They're going to come out, and I think they're going to. I don't know if it's going to be close. I think they're going to come out on fire for their coach, and
I
they
need skulls and swords.
Yeah. Oh, did you see? Who did it? Who did it today?
Matthew.
It was SMU. SMU is putting stickers on the back of their helmets that have like a pirate kind of flag, and it's got Coach Leach.
State's got to do something. I mean, come on.
Oh, for
you
sure.
got to do something.
For sure.
I would have Leach on every jersey. I'd have Leach on every
on the back, like on the as the names. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I'd have it on every jersey, and I'd have the skull with the sword on the helmet. Got to.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
That'd be pretty neat. Is there a way they could get a decal to put on the side of their helmet?
Oh, absolutely.
Before then,
Are you kidding me? Yeah, absolutely. You know, okay, so I don't know. Maybe this is too soon to discuss. I don't know if this is disrespectful to discuss or not. Maybe it's not. But, like, what did you think about the move to hire Arnett? Do you think, like, that was just, like...
I think they could have done better, to be honest. I think Arnett's a good coach, and he may prove us wrong and come out and, you know, do well at Mississippi State, which we know at Mississippi State, you know, if you go 8-4, it's a good season. You know, you go 10-2, you know, that's phenomenal for State, you know, but can he be able to hold the ship? No pun intended. I didn't mean that, but I guess it works. So can he be able to hold the ship and keep State at the level that where they should be at, or you know, does it get worse? I don't know. I think it's just way too early to tell. They don't have an AD. You know, I think that plays a large factor. I think, probably part of this was too quickly done because of what happened and the situation with Mike Leach his passing. But we're just going to honestly have to wait and see.
Here's my thought on it, Zach. Here's my thought. Number one, Mike Leach, passing plays a big role into that. For sure. And I think it is almost disrespectful to Mike Leach to be like, all right, let's go find the next big thing, right? Because you thought, like, with Mike Leach, like you had a good coach. You had a solid coach.
That's a good point by Ryan. I would have made Arnett a 1-year interim coach. Like, even a year. That's not I kind of like that idea, honestly.
Here's my comparison, Zach. Here's my comparison. This is what Ole Miss did with Matt Luke. Now, obviously, completely different situation, but I think same idea. The crap happened with, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Freeze, thank you. And they promote offensive line coach in the midst of the chaos to kind of bridge the gap for a little bit. And this is chaos at State. I mean, you just had a coach have a heart attack and die. And, like, you're looking for any kind of continuity. You're looking for some stability. Okay, your defensive coordinator has been a great defensive coordinator. Let's not go out and be like, oh, well, Mike Leach has passed. Let's go find the next big thing now, right? Because I feel like that's almost
a little insensitive.
So
that makes sense.
Little insensitive. So I get the hire. I get it. I totally get it.
Brandon even said what the reality is, what options were out there for State. I would have just kept Arnett as interim for 2023 and try to hire Kingsbury for 2024. Kingsbury?
I don't know if Kingsbury would have come to State, but
probably not. But
he seems like a West Coast type of guy. Arizona, Cali. Anyways, so I get the hire, and I get the hire, but I do not think this is when they get an athletic director, he's got a 4-year contract. And I think he coaches that out. And, if it's really horrible, they may let him go early. But they're going to go and hire an athletic director. And if it gets really bad, they'll let him go. If it's decent, I think he coaches the 4 years. And then they go find somebody else. Maybe it works out for the best. and he kills it. I don't know, but I think the move is what it was a sensitive move. It was a move to try to have some continuity, especially when you don't have athletic director and something crazy like your coach just passed.
I think for now, I agree with you. Like, it's probably the right thing to do for now.
Yeah.
Ryan said, "Will it set back the progress of the recruitment?" Yeah, I think so.
Sure. I'm sure. I'm sure it will. I mean, I'm sure some guys will be like, I'm definitely going to state now, right? You know what I mean? Like, something happens like that, and you're committed to that coach. You're like, I'm still going to go do this for him at state because that's what he would have wanted. Like, I think there will be some guys that have that attitude.
There's going to be some guys though that too go, well.
Oh, no doubt.
Coach that recruiting is no
question.
longer there, and I need to look at other options probably.
So, no question.
He said Kingsbury's from Texas, but I doubt he will have many options if he goes back to college.
I mean, yeah, he did. He was at Texas Tech. I don't know. He just seems like the NFL type to me.
I agree. I agree. All right, Rick, is that it? We're calling it a day. We're going to watch
football. Hey, I got a wedding to go to here in a little bit, so that's gonna be fun. Gonna watch a little college football after that. Obviously tonight, come back and watch the Tigers play. Both Tigers, so excited about that. Maybe I'll catch a little UFC, a little fight night tonight. Not a pay-per-view, but a fight night. Always fun to watch. So let's hit a quick break. We'll come back, and if y'all got any more comments, we'll get to them, and we'll wrap it up right after this.
Make sure you go follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Tigers Avenue, for daily updates on the show and all things LSU sports. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to click off and hit that subscribe button at Tigers Avenue. We broadcast all of our shows live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
All right, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate all y'all joining in and interacting, commenting. I think we got one more in there from Brandon. Kiffin versus Cliff. Kiffin versus Kingsbury would have been fun to watch. I think so. Both kind of offensive-minded guys. That would be kind of an interesting matchup. I just don't know if State has the pull to get a guy like Kingsbury. I don't think that would pique his interest very much. But it would be a cool matchup. It really would. The matchup of Mike Leach and Kiffin was going to be forever fun to watch just because the personalities. And it's the Egg Bowl. And those two personalities together. And, I mean, that was awesome. Anyways, I hate that for the Leach family. And look, guys, Mike Leach changed the game of college football forever with his offensive style. So for the people or college football, I don't know who makes this decision. I don't know who makes this decision. But the fact that he has the 59.6 or 59.3% percentage as a coach and the line is 60 to be in the College Football Hall of Fame, I think y'all got the brains enough to know that the dude changed the game. I don't freaking care if he's got 1% less. He belongs in the College Football Hall of Fame because he's had quite an impact on offensive schemes around the nation now. So he's a Hall of Famer in my book. Great coach, great personality, brought attention to college football with his personality. Had some great seasons at Texas Tech. Washington State with Gardner Minshew. He belongs in the Hall of Fame in my book. So, great guy. Hats off to Leach and all that he did. Really, really awesome guy, and he belongs in the Hall of Fame. All right, guys. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Watching bowl games, watching the Tigers tonight. Hopefully they'll get a win for us, and we'll discuss it all next time here in the Tigers Avenue. We'll catch you next time. 5-Star Hero takes us out. Peace.